We all know that parts of the United States has been experiencing increased rainfall as a consequence of climate change. So one of the problems that I want to discuss with everyone is the impact of climate change on building construction and the consequences to homeowners, and in this case, condominium owners. I'm a journalist who lives in the Pacific Northwest. I've seen some of these problems, been in a community that has these problems, and so I have some understanding of some of the emotional problems and communication difficulties that can occur in a community where construction defects have been found. One of my professions, because I'm an older woman and I've had more than one, is a counselor. And that meant I worked with people in helping them understand their circumstances when some problem occurred, and to help them understand their feelings when these problems occurred. Now, a construction defect, like a building envelope problem, can create some serious problems for an individual separately and within a community, because it can lead to expensive repairs. Inspections have to be done, sometimes attorneys brought in, and an understanding that the statute of limitations for a lawsuit is approximately 10 years, or 10 years, in almost every state in the United States. So it isn't often possible to sue the initial builder of any condominium project. So that means that some money has to be put together to make repairs, and that money can be significant. It can cause shock to people when they hear the numbers. That's often the first feeling that occurs when someone has a devastating event, whether that's an illness or a disability or whatever. And then the second thing that happens is that people say, well, I don't think anything's really wrong. I think it'll go away. I'm just, or they're wrong. I can't imagine anything is really that bad. I can't imagine it can possibly cost that much. Or they're lying to me. There are all kinds of things that people can say to themselves or to others when something like this happens. And then finally, when more information is found, just like in any other devastating circumstance, one begins to think more carefully and more cautiously and come to some resolution and acceptance, and then move towards getting something done. So I hope that understanding helps some of you deal with your feelings, because feelings can get in the way of making decisions, and these decisions can be very difficult. I'm going to be showing you some problems or problem details or things that one might look for in asking some questions about whether or not there really is a problem and whether or not an inspection is needed that might lead to these repairs. And then to encourage everyone, when you find that you're faced with a large financial consequence for you personally, to your community, the most important thing is trust and communication, because without that, the community can fall into disrepair of a different kind. Fear, suspicion, distrust that can last for a very long time, causing people to flee, causing people to rush to sell their places, and then causing recrimination and sometimes even lawsuits. So better than do that, it is good to know that we are usually part of a community and sharing the responsibility, both of the decisions and the consequence of those decisions. So with that, I'm going to show you some pictures and make some final remarks. I'm not a construction expert, but I don't think it takes one to recognize the potential of problems when you see bulges in the siding, cracks in the siding, and also decks beginning to fail, as in this case, and hints of water damage from lower areas of the building. And then, of course, in some of the other places, close, you can see some damage here a little more closely, and you can see it here near the ground level. I surely hope that most of you do not have the problems in your condominium complex's building envelope. But if you do, these are some of the details that you might want to observe initially that hints at some possible building envelope problems, and that can lead to maybe having someone take a close look at them. Thanks for listening. Have a nice day.